I'm going to school! I greeted my parents in the picture and left my worn-out apartment. My name is Ryota Yanagita. I lost my mom when I was little. Then I was adopted by my parents in the picture. But they went to heaven in an accident a few years ago. Looking up at the sky, I felt a bit lonely. However, I don't have time to be sentimental right now. It's time to work again. I better do my best. My adopted parents left me a little inheritance, but I spent it all right away for my high school tuition and living expenses. That's why I've been working on morning shifts and night shifts as well. 30 minutes later, when I arrived at the school, my classmates looked at me as if something was wrong.
Oh, Ryota is here. His outfit is beat up as always, and he looks so pale. He almost looks like a homeless person. Let's get out of here.
I tried to ignore what they said and I quietly sat down. Same day, lunchtime.
Oh.
I hid so nobody would see me and took a rest behind the school. Then as Rino, Mamiya, was passing by me, who, by the way, hottest girl in our class.
Why don't you stay under the sun? That's why you are so pessimistic all the time.
She looked down at me, looked like she was disgusted with me, then left. Can't believe it! She was talking to me. Unlike me, Rino is a popular girl in school. She is beautiful, has a perfect shape, and is smart. I admire her. If I could live like Rino, I would enjoy living more. I wish I could talk to her more. But there is a world of difference between me and her. It is impossible to have a friendly conversation with her. As expected, I quit thinking about her then. I quietly started reading a book. A few days later...
Stop it!
Rino! I heard Rino's voice when I finished my part-time job. I was exhausted and walking around town. When I get closer, I see that guy is trying to hook up with her.
Let me go!
Why not? Let's hang out a bit.
I don't want to.
Hey, Rino! I ran up to Rino, who got into a desperate situation from the guy grabbing her arm. I then grabbed the guy's arm and twisted it up so I can let go of his arm from Rino. If you keep harassing her, I will twist your arm more. Ow, ow, ow! Can you just stop? I put strength in the guy's arm. He made a tiny scream and ran away. Phew!
Wow. Everyone in the school think you were timid and weak, but you were actually a tough guy.
Rino looked at me while blushing a little. I responded with a word with a little shyness. It may not look like it, but I actually got more muscular from my part-time job in physical labor.
Oh, I see. But it was very helpful. Thank you.
No problem. Well, then...
Wait.
She grabbed my arm when I tried to leave. What?
Can I buy you something to drink since you saved me?
That's fine. No big deal. I didn't do anything anyway.
Just come with me.
Wow, watch out! I couldn't even resist the strong power, so I was dragged away by Rino. A few minutes later, we were drinking juice sitting next to each other in the park.
But I didn't know that you had a part-time job.
Otherwise, I can't live.
Really? Why?
I am left all alone in the world. My mom passed away when I was little. She was a single mom. My adopted parents who raised me passed away from a car accident. And that is why I had to toughen up and live by myself.
That's...
Well, I don't think it was that serious. I'm doing fine for now, so no worries. I purposely showed a cheerful smile, but Rino looked at me sad. A couple of days later. What a big venue. I arrived at the convention center. Today, some of the top grades in school are coming to hear about the company's efforts on the SDGs.
Don't look around and get lost, Ryota, okay?
Oh, okay. Rino casually pulled my arm and warned me. She was chosen as the representative today, just like me.
By the way, you look more pale than usual today.
Don't you think so too? I have felt a little dizzy since this morning.
Really? Why are you here then? You should have stayed at home.
Because they invited me. You don't get many opportunities like this, do you?
That's true. But if you start feeling not well, please let me know.
Okay, thanks. The people who came with us quickly moved on when we were talking.
Let's follow them.
Alright.
Wow!
Suddenly, Rino got loud when we began to follow the group from school. What's wrong?
Look at that! President Fujisawa is here! He is a president of the world-famous company called A Group. I can't believe we get to see him!
Wow, that's right. A man in a suit walks with someone who looks like a secretary from the back of the crowd. The man dressed in a luxurious suit was President Fujisawa, who was often featured in financial newspapers. I remember he is one of the world's top billionaires. He is living in a totally different world than mine. As I was having that thought, President Fujisawa stopped in front of us. Hello, you guys are the students of B High School who were invited today.
Yes, we are.
We are so excited to learn something today. President Fujisawa looked at me with a heartwarming smile as I bowed my head. May I help you? Oh, sorry. I thought you looked alike to me. I imagined that my son would become a wonderful high school student like you. Don't you live with your son? Yeah. Unfortunately, I never met my son before. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. My head shook the moment I bowed my head, and then my vision went pure white. When I woke up, I'm laying down in a bed of white space. Smells like L sanitizer. Is this a hospital? Thank goodness. You're finally awake. President Fujisawa, what are you doing here? Mr. Fujisawa looked desperately into my face as I lay in bed. He confused me when he squeezed my hand tightly. You don't have to call me president in a way that behaves like a stranger. A DNA test just confirmed the paternity. I am your father. Excuse me?
I am so sorry, Ryota.
Rino appeared from behind. President Fujisawa with a troubled face when I got confused. What is happening here?
Actually, I told Mr. Fujisawa about your childhood story while you were sleeping. Then he thought you might be his son, so he asked for a DNA test.
So, that means President Fujisawa is my real dad? But I thought my dad divorced with my mom. I didn't divorce your mom. Just before I got married, my parents forced me to separate with her. I was so upset, but they told me there is a difference in status from your mother. I heard about the day you were born, but I was too busy working and never kept in touch with your mother. So, you didn't know even my mom had passed away? No, I've been searching desperately for you and your mother, but I can only imagine how much difficulty you have gone through during that time. I am so sorry. From now on, we'll be together forever. I won't make you suffer at all, so please, ask me anytime. I can help. President Fujisawa, my dad told me and hugged me. I was still confused, but when I saw my father crying so apologetically, I thought I could believe his words. I took 3 days off to stay relaxed. Then on the 4th day, I went back to school.
Oh my god, Ryota is here! Good morning, Ryota. Do you want to eat lunch with us today?
What? What is this situation? As soon as I went to school, I was surrounded by girls. They were screaming like a fan club.
His hair is beautifully arranged today, and his uniform is brand new. Is it true that you were the son of A Group? Hey, can we go on a date?
I see. Since the classmate found out that I am heir, they began to change how they treated me. I got uncomfortable with the situation, so I left the class and ran away. Phew! Nobody could find me if I stayed behind at the school building. Oh! I ran over Rino when I turned the corner of the school building. Rino fell down on her butt, and her skirt was disheveled. Wow! From that angle, you can almost see her underwear. I was trying to not look up as much as I could while I picked up Rino. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Yes, thank you.
Rino answered. She looked sad and her voice was dull. Rino, did you get hurt?
No, I'm good.
But you don't look well.
I was just surprised because I can't believe you really are the president's son. Plus, that is such a big company.
She started talking to herself. Rino, well...
Sorry, don't try to talk to me anymore.
What? Rino ran off without you making eye contact with me. Why suddenly she said not to talk to her? But after that, everything was avoidable. and Rino and I ended up graduating from high school without really having a conversation. A few years later, I graduated from one of the famous colleges then. I got a position to work for my dad's company. Tanaka-san, I finished creating this document. Kimoto-san, I fixed this presentation. I returned the document to my seniors and quickly started working on the next task. He crushed it! At first, I thought he got to join the company because he is family. But he actually has skills. When I first joined the company, I was evaluated harshly. I will continue to do my best. That's what I was thinking about. Few months later.
Hello, I'm Rino Mamiya. I'll do my best.
What? Rino? There's an even more beautiful Rino standing in front of me. Why are you here?
Actually, I have to tell you something. I've been working hard to become a woman suitable for you. I really want to work for this company, so I applied once, but I failed after I graduated college. But I kept building my career. Then, fortunately, I got an offer to work for this company.
Saying that, Rino laughed happily. Wait! I don't understand. I thought you hated me.
I thought I was not good enough for you because you came from a famous family. I was trying to cut off my feelings for you by not getting close to you. So that's why I had an unfriendly attitude while we were in the high school.
I see.
But I had more feelings for you since I blocked you. So I haven't given up yet. I will show you my work ability at this company. If you accept me, I want you to go on a date with me one time.
Not only one time.
Huh?
I have been interested in you since we were students. But I got hurt feelings when you pushed me away. I didn't know why back then. But now, I can tell you, I love you.
Then, can we go on more dates?
Of course. We could go on dates so many times.
I'm so happy. I feel like a dream. I'm so glad I didn't give up and worked so hard.
Rino cried and hugged me. I almost cried too, and I hugged her back. For the first time in my life, a girl called me to come and see her. The girl who called me was Mika Miyagi. She was an outgoing girl who was famous for her beauty. I wondered what she needed from me. Could it be?
Morimoto-kun, can you become my tutor?
Right! I was an introvert, but I did expect something more than that for a second. That was embarrassing.
Morimoto-kun, I want you to become my tutor until the next exam is over.
You want me to be your tutor?
Yeah, 'cause you're always at the top of the scoreboard. I couldn't think of anyone else but you.
I'm not very good at tutoring. Someone, though. My name is Jun Morimoto. I was just being another boring, introverted student. But my grades were very good.
Please, or otherwise, my parents are going to make me quit the idol training school.
I see.
My grades are getting worse these days and my parents are really mad about it.
Right.
Yeah, so please?
I don't know if I can do it. You should ask someone else.
Please, it's only until the next exam is over.
Fine.
Yay! Let's start from today then. You can tutor me at my house after school.
Huh? I'm coming to your house. Is that okay with you?
It's totally fine. My house is really close to the school too.
If you say so.
I'll come to your classroom after school then.
We're studying at our house? Alone? By ourselves? Geez, what am I thinking? I reluctantly agreed to start tutoring her, but I was still anxious if I could tutor her well, because I wasn't used to talking to girls. At the same time, my heart was pounding with excitement. Just like that, I became a tutor for Mika until the next exam.
Morimoto-kun, Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Then let's go.
After school, Mika came to my classroom to pick me up, as she promised. I was so nervous to even talk with her because I had never walked with a girl like this, let alone a beauty like Mika.
Look, Mika and Morimoto-kun are walking together. Huh? Are they dating? No way. But I wonder why they're going home together.
I could hear everyone whispering about us. I know that. I know that I'm not a match for Mika. I really want to get out of this place as soon as possible.
Ignore them. Let's go, Morimoto-kun. They must be really bored. If they have time to care about someone else, they should be caring about themselves.
They're rumoring about us because you're walking with me. Are you fine with this?
What do you mean? Don't listen to people like that. Just ignore them.
But I think a beautiful girl like you should be walking with a guy like me.
Why? I was the one who asked you to come with me. Oh, that reminds me, Morimoto-kun. Can I call you Jun? It feels wrong to call you by your surname.
I don't mind.
Good. Jun, this way.
Okay. It was about 5 minutes walk from school to Mika's house. Mika told me she went to the idol training school 3 days per week, so we decided that we were going to study at her house on the day when she didn't have training lessons. So, she really goes to the idol training school. There's no wonder why she's so beautiful.
This is my house. Come on in.
Excuse me.
Just make yourself at home. I'm usually alone in the house during this time of the day.
Jesus. So, we're all alone by ourselves? Okay, now let's start with some revision. Can you solve this problem?
Yes, sir. Huh? Wait, when did we learn this?
Huh? It was like the beginning of this term.
Please, don't give up on me.
Fine, let's try and solve this problem together then.
I'm counting on you.
Mika, she's so cute.
I'm so tired.
I think it's enough for the first day.
It's still the first day. I wonder if my grades are gonna improve.
I guess it's up to you. You don't have to think about it too much right now.
You're right. Thanks.
You're welcome. Your grades are gonna improve if you put in the effort, you know?
That's really true. You know, at the training school...
She started telling me about her dream to become an idol. At the same time, she also told me about how anxious she was to become one. Even if she became one, the career could end any time, and she was scared of that. So she thought that she should study, too, in order to broaden her future choices. To be honest, I was shocked to see a perfect girl like her. She was beautiful. She had dreams, and she had thought through about her life very well. To me, Mika was like a shining star, and I was comparing her to myself. My grades had always been good, but I never had any dreams. So Mika looked like a star to me, and she was starting to become a great motivation for me. Whenever the school was over, it was Mika's routine to pick me up to walk home together.
Done! Let's go!
Yeah, I was starting to get used to walking next to her. But there was one thing that I hadn't gotten used to. Now solve this problem.
I think I know this one.
Sitting in front of a beautiful girl like Mika to tutor her. I still wasn't used to that situation. Mika is so beautiful when she's concentrating. Her face is so small. Does she have makeup on? She's so beautiful. I guess she doesn't need any makeup. I really don't know what to do with myself when she's focused on solving problems. Maybe I should pretend that I'm asleep.
Jun, hello? Are you asleep?
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Jun, you must be really tired.
Her smile is the most beautiful thing in the world, and I am no match for a beauty like Mika. I was starting to fall for Mika, but I didn't want to get hurt. I was trying so hard to suppress my feelings for her. One day,
June, can I talk to you for a second?
Yoshizawa-kun, a popular boy in the class, came up and talked to me.
I want to ask you a question. Are you dating Mika?
No, I'm not. I'm just tutoring her until the next exam.
Right. I thought she wouldn't date an introvert like you, but just in case, I wanted to know the truth. I'm planning on asking Mika out today.
I see.
Do you like Mika too? Ha 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 ha! That was a joke! You're no match for Mika, and you know that. That's it. Just pray for me that this goes well. Bye!
I couldn't say anything. Yoshizawa-kun was right. I was no match for Mika. It was the moment when the reality struck me so hard. I was in love with Mika. I was very sure about my feelings, and at the same time, I was so sad. Yoshizawa-kun is the popular guy. I think he's a good match for Mika. The next day, I was so depressed since the morning came. I wonder if Mika said yes to Yoshizawa-kun's confession. To be honest, I didn't want to see Mika after school. But we only have a week left. When the exam is over, everything's gonna go back to normal. I was completely in love with Mika, but I knew I was no match for her. So I decided to keep my feelings a secret. If I kept it a secret, I was just gonna go back to the loner after the exam was over. I couldn't let myself get hyped anymore, and I just wanted to enjoy my last week with Mika to the fullest.
June, sorry for making you wait.
It's fine.
Let's go.
Yeah, we have a week until the exam.
I feel like I'm gonna do very well.
You're gonna be fine. You studied so hard for it. I knew that because I was always beside her when she was working so hard. I had to go to training school too, but she never complained about how hard everything was. She was always so positive. Mika, I won't be with you like this after the exam is over. And the exam was over.
June, there you are.
What's wrong?
Look, I got over 90 out of 100 in all 3 subjects. These are the highest marks in my life.
Congrats! You did it!
It's all because of you, June. Thank you so much for tutoring me.
It wasn't me. It's all because of your effort. Mika, you're amazing.
I'm so relieved. I don't have to quit the training school.
That's great.
June, do you want to go and buy some ice cream after school?
Mika, let's end this here. I had enough. If I didn't end it here, I was going to want more.
June, come with me.
There were people around us, so we moved to the school rooftop.
What do you mean you want to end this?
Well, we promised it, didn't we? I'm tutoring you until the exam is over. The exam is over, so this needs to end, too.
But that's only for the tutoring. What do you mean this needs to end?
Yoshizawa-kun confessed to you, right? You don't need me anymore.
How did you know that?
I hope the best for you two.
Wait, it's not like that. What happened? Yoshizawa-kun did confess to me, but I'm not dating him. There's no way I'm dating him because I like you so much, June.
What did you just say?
I like you, June. I always liked you. It's true that my parents were gonna make me quit the training school if my grades got worse. But because I didn't have any chance to talk to you, even though I was in love with you, I thought we could be closer if I asked you to become my tutor.
Mika.
I was so happy to be with you, June, for past few weeks. I hate studying, but I could do it just because you were with me. So, don't tell me that this is over. I want to be with you, June.
Mika, to be completely honest, I can't believe you. I'm like this. I'm the introvert. Are you sure?
I'm fine as long as you are with me, June. I'm gonna say this until you understand. I love you, June.
Mika, I fell in love with you too, but I was worried that I was no match for you. That moment, Mika hugged me.
Shut up. Who decides if we were a good match or not?
Mika,
I'm saying this once more. I love you, June. Please go out with me.
and our eyes met for a second. We both blushed, took each other's hand, and smiled. If you're fine with me, then please, make me your boyfriend.
Let's stay together forever and ever.
Since then, we stopped studying together after school.
June!
Ah, Mika, what do you want to do after this? Mika kept going to the training school. Whenever she didn't have a lesson, we enjoyed our time together. One thing had changed. Since we started dating, I stopped wearing glasses and bought some contact lenses. Everyone started treating me differently since then. I also changed my hair to the one Mika chose.
June, I love you.
It didn't feel so bad to change for someone else. I just wanted to become a better guy for Mika. I finally had a goal for myself.